Welcome to Board Game Cavern. My name is Brooks, and today's review is on photosynthesis. Who will speak for the trees? You will, because you're going to be growing your own forest and competing for sunlight while you guide your trees through their whole life cycle from seed to fully grown. Welcome to the forest of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, you're going to be planting trees, growing them to their full height, and then cutting their life cycle short to gain points. So I've set up one player board here, and I've put up a couple extra trees over here, but I'm going to walk you through how this is going to work. So you have a board full of the numbers here. This is the light points that you're going to be scoring from the sun. This is the sun. The sun's going to move around the board, and as the sun hits your trees, it's going to reward you with light points, which you use as photosynthesis to spend to get seeds and grow your trees and get all the way up to the big trees here, and then cut them short and gain these points. Okay, so our rounds are 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you're playing that way with that number of players, but with 2 players it's 3. So we'll start with round 1 of the sun. Now this one round is all the sun goes all the way around the board, starting at the sun spot here. Okay. So as you start, this is how you lay it out. You have a bank of available pieces, and then you've got the stuff that you can buy, and they put the cost for each one of how much light points, how many light points it costs you. And you have to start at the bottom here. So it starts at 1, and then if you get up here, you get into the 2s, 3s, and it costs up to 5 to get your tree to the biggest size it can be. You can also pay to grow your trees from seed to small to medium to large, and then you can cash them out, cut them down, and gain the points, sell the wood, I guess. Or you can pay 1 point to have a tree produce seeds, which then can be spread depending on how large the tree is, 1 spot, 2 spots, or 3 spots. So we start by these concentric leaf sort of hexagonal circles here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the middle. That's the big scoring spot. But everybody starts on the outside of the forest. So you one at a time, you take your smallest tree and you put it anywhere on the outside of the board. So I'm going to go here with my small. I am yellow. And then the green player is going to put theirs here. And then you get to put 1 more. I'm going to put it here. Green takes 1 more and puts it here. All right. Now the game starts. I am player 1. That is what this means, as I am the tree. The sun arrows go straight across. You can see the arrows here. They go straight down the line. Now what you want to do is get as much sun as you can and not be blocked by somebody else. So the trees block by their size. So the small trees block 1 space. So this tree, the sun is hitting it, so it blocks this space. So if this guy had a tree here, they would block that tree, and that player would not be able to get any sun, so they would not get any light points for that round. So that's the goal. You also want to be aggressive in blocking your opponents from the sun. But the sun will be moving around, so the direction of the light will always be changing. So in this case, we follow the lines. My player gets 1, there's nothing blocking it, so it gets 1, 2. So I move this 2, and then green gets 1, 2, so I would move their board. Now, I have 2 points to spend. I can spend them on, I can buy new seeds. I can use the seeds I have here already. I've got 2 small trees and 1 medium tree ready to go. And what I'm going to do is spend, let's see, I want to spend, well, I'm going to do these 2. So I'm going to spend 1 to send seeds out from this tree. So I want to go here. And I'm also going to, boom, from this one and go here. So that's my 2. So that goes down to 0. Now you can also bank these, which is good for you later on in the game. Now it would go around the table. And once everybody goes, the sun rotates and goes right here. And now you can see we're still getting sun, but Mr. Green, his small tree is blocking my small tree here. So I don't score a point there on this round, unfortunately. And as you go, you can grow your tree with your points. You can grow from, it costs 1 point to grow from seed to small, and then 2 to go medium, and then 3 to go full. Once you have one of these, you have to move things to your available bank, and then from the available bank all the way in here. Now you see this big tree. This big tree, see from above, blocks the little tree by a lot. So the big tree blocks 3 spaces. So if the big tree is here, it blocks 1, 2, 3, all the way, long shadows all the way to the middle. So sun goes around 3 times, and then once you score or pay 4 to end the life cycle of your tree, it goes back on the board over here, and you score based on the number of leaves on their space. So in that case, if I had a big one here and I cut its life cycle, put it back on my bank, that's a 3. I get the top 3, which is 19. Now you notice the next one is 18. The highest point ones are at the top, so I get the 19. I put it here. At the end of the game, you add those up, and that is the winner. There you have it, some photosynthesis. Look at that artwork. Wow. Really nicely designed game, actually. Let's talk about the pluses and minuses. On the plus side, of course, the artwork. It's one of the most beautiful games on my shelf. I love breaking it out. People see that reaction. They see that those trees and the way it's just beautifully laid out with the sun. And I just like the board in general and the trees. Tactile 3D things appeal to me. It also has a unique theme, as I love games that have a unique slant on things, or something that I can't think of another game where you grow trees. And yet it's fun because you are going through the whole life cycle. It's very zen. That's another plus. It's zen. You're part of nature. You're creating trees. You're trying to track that sunlight. They've done a very good job of sort of the Darwinism of competing for sunlight. The higher trees get more sun, etc. If you get shaded out, you will die as a tree. Yeah, well done on that. My negative is a bit of a big one, but because it's part of the core mechanics of how you get the trees onto the board. But moving the trees, you pay so much sunlight to move the trees to your available area, and then in the holding pen, and then you pay again to put them on the board. It's like an unnecessary extra step just to get them on the board. Now the game designers may have been trying to simulate photosynthesis and the slowness of it takes time to grow from a seed to a full-grown oak. But that feels like that slows it down. You're spending so much time getting things on the board. I think there could have been a little paring down in terms of not only playtime, that would have cut playtime down, but also fun. You buy right from your main board and put it right onto the sunlight board without that interim step that feels unnecessary. But that's me. My name is Brooks, Board Game Cavern. This is a good game. I might seek it out if I was you. Please subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video.